Okay, so I realize it's really based on how you interpret things or internalize things. Because even with a lot of stuff I was saying, it's up for the way that I perceived my lived experience and things I've experienced, etc., etc. So again, trying to get the weed, trying to get the smokes, trying to do the things that I know I need to like not be doing. But like the things that I could be doing that'll help me cope with what, like, it's just I'm getting hit every which way. Like if I really wanna do this thing, I'm gonna have to really do it, and it's not gonna be comfortable too. I'm gonna have to be comfortable with my discomfort. I'm like, I gotta get to a point where I understand that a part of what I am trying to achieve comes with temporary discomfort for that long-term gratifying, or just that long-term, whatever you're trying to do long-term. Like shit just really be a perspective. Like for example, like again, not having my ducks in a row, like having to use multiple cards, coming with broke energy basically, which is, you could say it's broke energy, but baby, you work with what you got. You still got the, I ain't out here, I ain't in the store, I didn't come in the store trying to ask you, can you please let me get a guard for free? I got the money, I just don't got it in one, you got to take these coins and you got to take the rest off the card. But with the way that some of these experiences be, a motherfucker, like, I'm broke. Okay, I'm not broke, like, I'm not broke spiritually. I'm not even broke much. I'm fit financially. I just ain't got it. And that's because I have habits and I have patterns and I have things that I have to learn about myself and how to go about this life. I can't change it overnight. I mean, God can. So I ain't gonna hold you. I can pray right now and I could be whole. I could be free from this. It's really about what do I really want. And the truth is, a part of me enjoys suffering. A part of me don't know a life beyond suffering. Like it's something that I was thinking about earlier. Is if there are people, for example, I think I talked about this on another video. But there are people who struggle or waver in their belief in higher powers of a God, not because they haven't been shown that God is real, but because they haven't. So meaning that they haven't had any experiences, they haven't lived a life, they haven't done anything that was so like penetrable, or it was so impactful to them, and it revealed to them the power of God. Some people just naturally have affinity, a joy, a love, a appreciation for divine things beyond having to have near death, having to have a hard life, and when this girl was explaining that to me, that she grew up in a Christian home, 2-parent household, village life, she's like, everything she explained, it seemed perfect. And I'm like, nothing? No, nobody never looked at you wrong that made you like, no, nothing that ever really like how is your only insecurity the fact that you have no insecurities, bro? Like it blew my fucking mind, because I have lived a life where I've had to fight for the love that I have for God, the love that I have for myself. I had to fight for happiness and joy and peace, because I've experienced a world, a life, but there I knew none of it. People were so broken, people were so hurt that they had no other thing to show. Even in their love, they communicated love through harshness. They created, like, there is no. So I couldn't fathom that. I couldn't fathom people being able to live a life where they had experiences that, or they didn't have experience that showed them why a good day is a good day, why a happy day is a happy day, why you have, like, to be joyful, to be grateful, to have gratitude for different things, because you've experienced the times when there's no hope, there's no joy, there's no laughter, there's no peace. Yet I gotta get through the day, man. Fuck. Oh. And to have, like, lived like I just couldn't fathom it, and that's why I'm like, it made me feel like it made me think something was wrong with her, because I'm like, why the fuck would anybody want to, like, why the fuck would you want this shit, man? Do you know how fucking hard it is to trust God when you have been shown that you can't even trust the people you sleeping next to each and every day, bro? Do you know how can you trust the people? How can you trust what you don't see if you can't even trust what you do? So these people, excuse me, these people who have that approach, it kind of just like, it was a mind blowing. But knowing that reality exists helps me try to uncover my own reality a little bit, or detach from the parts of my pain that actually keep me stuck in it, keep me trapped, keep me unable to move further than I've already done this. I've already been here and back 10 times over. What am I here for again? What are we trying to figure out? What are we trying to comb? What are we trying to solidify? Because I felt this a million times before. I don't need 1,000,001. So basically, there's a part of me who has lived so much in this pain, so much that I don't know. It's hard, like, even when I do come in contact with people who aren't going to betray me, aren't trying to do this, I don't trust it. Sometimes I do, and then it's like, I'm not gonna lie, oftentimes I have gone full-fledged into every opportunity, every experience that I've been afforded from other people's souls, other people. I've never done action in that sense. Now, there's times where I'm like, you just have a different face. I ain't trying to do this with you today. It ain't worth it. And sometimes, like, yeah, I get it. I've took myself from opportunities, and I put myself in shit that I'm like, this was not necessary. I thought it could be something that it wasn't. So I don't have a good trust with myself, with a lot of, from the trauma that I've experienced, which puts me right now, it puts me in a space where sometimes I'm very closed off, because I don't want to be If I move this way, I get burnt. If I move that way, I get burnt. So I'm trying to figure out, like, wait, let me stop. Let me assess the terrain. Let me figure out why the fuck is there fire everywhere. Why the fuck is what the fuck? I gotta figure out what the fuck I'm in. What the fuck am I involved with? Because my spirit, even as developed and as many times I've been here, it's a very green spirit. It's very childlike. It's very naive, very like whimsical, very like God, just like, it's just very whimsical. But I don't want to be whimsical too. The bullshit. Let me be it for God. Let me be it for all of the greatest things. Like I get that creativity, my sexual power, like it's linked in my creativity. It's connected to a lot of the divine encounters and the things that I can help people experience. But it's draining to only be sought after for those things, and then when I'm not desiring to experience people in that energy, when I don't desire to have sex with people, they don't want to be friends. Like, there's other ways to experience my creative energy. There's other ways to experience my sexual energy, which is just my creative energy, without physically touching me. We could have the best sex and never touch each other. But people are so egoic that even when I'm just trying to like protect my own self, like I don't like having sex. And that's why I often have been taken advantage of, or I've charged, because it's like, you either gonna pay what you weigh for it, or you finna do some inhumane shit to me, because I'm not giving it to you out of my own free will. It's not happening. I don't have a desire for people. I don't even look at like I'm not. Yes, I can identify attractive women. Like, yes, women are attractive. Sex is pleasurable. Men are attractive. But I'm not. When I see, I'm not looking to. Like, I don't. Like, my spirit of lust is very much under my control. I could acknowledge beauty, acknowledge my desire and attraction. I may desire to eat pussy. I may desire to suck some dick. But I'm not finna be just out here like that. And I'm not gonna lie, the reason I can say that is because the version I have sex work. So a part of my profession was the willingness to do it for whoever. As long as you had the money, I had the honey. But the reason why, that's also the same reason I got out of sex work, because I realized that I can't do sex work like that. I mean, I get that there are some principles to some ancient principles to this shit, but I'm gonna have to reinstill the other ancient. Y'all only want to say this is it has been this since time, but it hasn't. Bitches wasn't dying, fearing the fear that we have around this. That's not true. Y'all have created these hostile environments to suck dry and to get more for your bang for your buck, and to get more out of the deal. And I realized, like I said, the reason why I stopped sex work is because I couldn't participate with that. I couldn't go up against that. Not like I was. Not, even though I trust that God is not gonna let no pussy nigga kill me, pussy nigga can't take me out. A whole ass nigga could never. So even though I've been in situations where I felt like we were physically fighting, weapons were drawn, whatever, or threatened, whatever, and whatever the case may have been, I was just whatever the situation was, that it could have ended in death, danger, physical, something happened to you physically, me or them. And so, because oftentimes, because I trust God, and I know God would never let no pussy nigga, I ain't never going out by no pussy nigga. So I could have operated in those situations a little bit more, with a little bit more reverence, a little bit more trust in my power, and a little bit more, you know, a little bit more like I got angels with me, behind me. But oftentimes I was operating from artificial paradigms. Like, and a bitch just wants some money. A bitch just not trying to be used for nothing. Like, I don't mind fucking, but you just not finna fuck me. So half the time, I got into sex work half the time because niggas don't, well, I'm not gonna say niggas, the men that I was attracting, because people like love to say it got something to do with you. I truly don't believe that, because I have some of y'all favorites healers, some of the men that y'all think are stand-up men, baby, have been in my DMs happily. So, and that's not even something to go, I shouldn't even be talking about that. That's something I'm still dealing with to even make that a factor. But yeah, like, I'm not gonna say, because yeah, I'm toxic. I got some things about me. I'm a hood bitch. I got some karmic shit in my bloodline that I'm healing through. We got some patterns, some habits, some things that make us very challenging to partner with. But at the same time, the same thing that make us challenging make us that damn good and that great. So it's like, you got to be willing to accept what you're trying to, what do you want, what you want or not. So for me, the life that I've always said I wanted with God, I mean, if I knew it came with all this, I probably wouldn't have wanted it. And that's probably why God don't show you everything, or you don't know life like you don't know, we don't get to see it like that. And maybe we should, because maybe we need to get back okay with trusting, like, to like, if I know how it's going to end, I should be more willing to do what it's supposed to do, because I know that there is nothing that's going to change that from happening. So it should be more of an encouragement to go forward with all the things to do, even if it's hard, even if it's scary, even if it's because you're not going to be touched. If this is meant to be seen to completion, and if completion requires you at the end. So reflecting on that, let me spin the block a little bit. So I had just got the energy from buying tobacco. Like, it's my energy. So being like, one, I know I'm not supposed to be smoking. Even though I know why I'm smoking, I know it's a habit, I know it's addiction. My spirit, it don't deny, like, the human is one side of the same coin. The spirit and the human, the spirit and the flesh. The flesh experiences that I'm doing all this coping and trying to heal from, that's very much real. That's real. My spirit left my body in those experiences. It couldn't stay. It couldn't stay with me and go and maintain its vibrancy and maintain its frequency in those experiences. So my body has awareness and has memory, has information that my spirit has yet to process, or integrate, or help us see further past. So to me, the medium is the smoking. For example, I like sex work. I desire to have healing conversations, healing. Even sex for me has been healing. There's no man that I've had sex with that I didn't either get a higher experience or a lower experience from. So it was either a sex that created a good healing environment, or sex that created a toxic, unsafe healing environment. Either way, it created something. So me understanding this battle that I got going on with the spirit and the flesh, like I'm not going to win solely operating from the spirit. I've already did that. I tried that, and I almost, like, I don't know what I did. Like, I feel like if I would have maintained it, I could have ushered my flesh to come on board. But I'm not gonna lie, I felt, even though I felt like I felt a oneness in my spiritual aspects of my life, there was a disconnect in my social life, my family life, my community life. So I wanted to bridge that gap between what I was experiencing spiritually and what I was experiencing within just being a human. And so I felt like fully operating from that plane didn't afford me that. Like I couldn't see something that was necessary to, I don't know, it's double-edged with that. I got a lot of processes to do with that. And operating for solely from my flesh, baby, diseased, chaotic, it's not fun. It's not even like, but a healthy balance, I see a healthy balance of me operating, I'm able to smoke, I'm able to drink, I'm able to maintain my health practices, I'm able to maintain my therapies, I'm able to maintain my, like, everything that contributes to me doing self-care, I'm able to do everything. Now the thing about it is that I can't, like, I have to accept what I can't contain or maintain. And I've been smoking since about age 16, and I've been on this. I came in after my I had got a pregnancy at age 17. After I got the abortion, like, life was before, like, during, everything about the abortion experience. Like, I had already been living a life like something is not normal about my life. Something is like, ain't no way my life is like this for just shits and giggles. And then I go into like having that experience and I see the world from a different place. Like, it don't really matter what the fuck. You will not be accounted for. You will not be, nobody, there's no regard for you. You gotta stand up on your own too and live life, because the state, nobody cares about you. Even when even getting my abortion, even the people who helped me get my abortion, even they're like, they didn't help me because I'm not gonna say that they principally, I do believe that the motherfuckers do believe that you should have access to whatever care you desire to have. Rather, if you want to have a baby, have a baby. You don't. But at the same time, I think that there is social, organizational, like, people have hidden agendas. There is so much more to people doing, like, that was somebody's job. Like, helping me get an abortion was someone's job. Someone's role. Like, they got paid to help me through that process, if that makes sense. While the whole time, I'm having a real spiritual human experience that is transcending my reality. It's shifting and changing my life forever. The fuck? I'm not the same person I was before pregnancy. And so having that pregnancy revealed so much of what it did to me. And as I've been navigating life, I've just been wanting to live in honor and reverence, and really in honor for my child who gave their life so that I could be free, and that I didn't have to be bound to falsehoods. Because at points of me, like I told you, I wanted my child 3 times. It was like I had all the people who it was possibly their child. I tried to see if they could work with me. I just didn't want to go through it alone. I already was alone. I'm already alone. My whole life has been trying to cope with the reality that the motherfuckers that God has put in my life, or that I've come into my soul contract with, my parents, my siblings, no matter how much they try no matter how much they love me or even show me they love me, tell me they love me, like, there's no there's an emptiness that only I can feel. There's a void that only, there's a place, there's something in my heart, in my soul that only God, like, and it, for so long, so many people, things have been trying to fill up that space, to not only because they wanted what God gets from being there, some people lack what I have, and I don't mean that in like a egoic way. I don't mean that in like a, I'm on some high road, I'm just this grand, this great, this, but something about me, like, I feel impossible. I don't think y'all understand what I'm saying. Like, when you've experienced what I can't, there is no words for the shit I've experienced. I would rather get beat up. I'd rather get the physical, like, I would rather get raped physically, get the physical stuff over the stuff that has happened to me energetically in the unseen realm. I'd rather it be physical. I'd rather it be physical. That's how deep it's been. And I've experienced it physical. So for me to say, like, I'd rather know my enemy, know the devil that's coming up against me, than the sensing it, this having this everything. Everybody send out these. They don't even know that they sending this shit out, or some of them do know. They don't care. It's like the same way. Like, I'm fueled by walking and talking and processing my shit, and it helps me come to terms with who I'm trying to be and where I'm trying to go. Other people are fueled by whatever they're doing that you may feel like it's contributing to you negatively. So some people do the things they do because it works for them, and instead of trying to figure out why the hell evil works for evil motherfuckers, you need to figure out how to make your goodness work for you as a good motherfucker. You can't focus on the tools and the tactics that work for your enemy. You have to focus on what is going to work for you. And that's what this whole conversation has been about. Like, I've tried to do all these things. I need to try harder. I need to do this. I need to do that. Yes. I can get back to the drawing board and figure out maybe there's some things that I could try to do that will give me a little bit more of a curve or a difference here and there. But for now, this is where we at. And I gotta be okay and prepare for what God has for me right now. So, and that's where I be saying, like, with dealing with my addiction, dealing with things that I've experienced, like sex work. Like, when I first knew that I was going into sex work, and then, like, I would try to do it like I had just got out of a relationship, so I was trying to do it just like online or whatever. Wasn't trying to be like outside, wasn't trying to be obviously like looking for this. But then I started to see how, like, damn, that was like, I had a desire to walk and peacock myself, and I was actually paid more money. Like, I was afforded more. Like, I've been paid more in spiritual gifts and spiritual, like, every time I've had sex work, I was afforded. Anytime I've exchanged sexually, I've been afforded more spiritually than I've been compensated financially. There's no amount of money that can compensate for a sexual experience with me. Therefore, oftentimes I feel if it's already, like, if it isn't if there's no spiritual gain at all and it's just monetary gain, then I get a spiritual deficit, which is another reason I'm reluctant to sex work, because I'd rather go work at a 9 to 5. I'd rather go do any other thing indirectly than to whore myself like that and get and have to deal with the deficit like that, you know. So it's like I'll go do the 9 to 5. That way, like, I'm not actually fucking to accrue the money. I'm not using my sexual organs. I'm using just the sexual energy, the creative energy, the work, the action energy. So understanding that, it's easier to it's give and take. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, sometimes working 9 to 5 is easier, sometimes sex work has been easier. It was times where I didn't have to work. I would 9 to 5 who? There's times where this shit is, you gotta know the season. You gotta be open and willing to pivot, because standing in one thing is not gonna help you. And that's where I've been, like, learning within myself. Is like, sometimes it's not, things aren't working is because they're not meant to work long term. They're meant to get you through that level. And I'm grateful for all of my little people, whoever done paid me anywhere between $100 and $500 throughout a day, because you don't know what I was trying to do. There was days I needed to eat, days I needed to smoke. Y'all got me through. Like, y'all might not see it like that, but I'm here to tell this story. And because I know how I get when I feel like I can't do what I want to do, I'm grateful for the people who were willing to help me do what I wanted to do, even though it took me having to help them do what they was trying to do. Which to me wasn't necessarily a negative, it's just what it was. I hope to get to a point, I know I can be at a point where, like, I don't need to smoke. Like right now, I could literally go the rest of my day and not smoke. But I would have to be intentional, and I would have to be mindful, and I would have to contribute to my reality from that space. Like, I can't not acknowledge, or I can't or I can't ignore things that I need to, like, pay more attention to. And so it's about choices and decisions. And I've seen myself, like, I'm happier sober. So my sober life is my best life. My sober life is my best life. No drugs, no alcohol. Like, alcohol just puts me on 10. But the downside to alcohol is the come down. Like, I'm already up. So when I'm on alcohol, I'm up times 10. And it's just, if the people around you can't even be up, your times 10 is gonna make them feel so small, and it's gonna make you feel so small, because you're gonna just, that energy gotta go somewhere, and you're the only one that can maintain the highest frequency. So you finna absorb all of it. And so most of the time when I've gotten drunk, I exposed myself to spirit impartation, or just deep stuff that I wasn't necessarily experiencing at that moment, but was transmuting through my drunkenness, which is kind of so fucking funny. Thank you, God, for being you. Thank you for making us so freaking strong, and all these different intricate ways that you have created us that make us be able to withstand life in such a divine, orderly way. I'm trying to think.